Good morning, friends of the internet. We are back again in the World of Tanks Garage. Today, we are finally showcasing it. Here it is, the one I've worked so hard for, the Chieftain. I have been trying my butt off to get that Conqueror grind done so that we can get into this tank so we can see what it's like. Now, with that being said, I do kind of have my reservations about this tank. This is the tank that hits very hard and does, well, I mean, it hits pretty average, but it has a great pin, has a great gun depression, just a good all-around sturdy tank. Now, what I do find is I don't want to get into a fight with an E100 up close, because if an E100 hits me, they're going to shred me. It is a British tank, so we don't have much body armor at all. But we do have a strong turret and some great gun depression. So if we play it more like a medium, where we're, camping a ridge line and we can peek over and get some quick shots, great tank to play. With our reload rate and everything, we can cause a lot of damage. If you notice, we got 58 rounds of its standard shell, which is APCR. Also, there's a higher pinning ammo, which is about 50 times better pin, which is also an APCR round. So with that being said, let's take this beast out and see if we can find ourselves a match, shall we? All right, guys, so I was excited to get in here and show you the Chieftain, and then this map came up. This is a new map that I've never played. We got a couple tanks here we got to be careful of, the Batchat and the STB-1. We don't want those guys to get around us. But I'm kind of gravitating towards the F7-8 region over there. I see this big kind of hill over here, and I'm kind of feeling like that may work for this tank. This is the first time I've ever played this map. I think I've seen a couple other YouTubers actually play this map, but I don't really remember it. After I looked at it, I remembered there's a big cliff over here, which is over by the ocean side. So that's why I felt like I didn't really want to go over there. I wanted to use somewhere where I could kind of showcase what the Chieftain is really good at. So I'm going to push over to this middle quadrant here because it seems like this might be a nice little hill that I'll be able to work. So like I said, this is a completely new map. I've never played it. I've never even been on it. I didn't even know it existed on Xbox until I, started up this match. So this Batchat zips over, and I can see he's not really coming up and over. It's like he almost went into a bowl right there. So I kind of feel like this ain't really a hill. I feel like there's a little ridge line that's going to fall into another depression, which I'm kind of thinking this may be okay. I see that there's a little road. I want to be close in case something tries to flank me there. But I want to use this ridge line because I want to show you how the gun depression. I see this little dip right here by this tree, and I think this might be a perfect opportunity because I can squeeze right up here and show you how this gun depression on this gun can work. So I'm kind of looking, hoping something appears, but it appears like those are clear down off the side. So I thought about dipping over, and then all of a sudden I was detected. So I see this VK Bravo. So I go ahead and I hit him once and ammo rack him immediately, and I know what that feels like. I'm sorry, VK 45. It's tough to get hit. 103 pulls up. He's got that big old fatty turret, so I'm going to put one in there. Now I got to be cautious because there is artillery on the board, but you can see the gun depression on this gun. Like, I can just work this ridge line. Like, this is the perfect. This is what this map right here is made for, is the Chieftain. Because look at this gun depression and how I can, like, not expose myself too much, but still get shots. Now, what I'd like to do is be able to get over and help with those Jagdpanzers, but I'm kind of worried if I get out there in the middle, then I may be trapped by that 103 and that Bravo, which could pretty much take away my 2,200 hit points fairly quickly. So the VK makes an appearance again, so I'm going to go ahead and put another shot into him. 333. He starts to freak out and back up a little bit more. I'm hoping to squeeze another round, and thank you for the reload on the Chieftain. That shows you how quick you can deal some quick damage on a guy. He just tried to pull out there, take a quick peek, and had to back up. And I put 2 rounds into him for over almost 600. So at this point, I feel like the Bravo's not too much of a threat. These guys have pushed over here. So I'm deciding I'm going to kind of go over and I'm going to use this rock as some cover from the Bravo, just in case. But I want to kind of get behind these Jagdpanzers a little bit more. So you can see I jump over, I got the gun depression, I put a nice clean shot into him. I'm going to have another one into this guy if I can hurry up and get reloaded, but this team seems to be pretty aggressive. Looks like the 57's got a nice shot into him, and they got him killed before I can even get reloaded. So I do see an E100, but I got to be careful because I can't get shot by him. He takes too much damage. We hit him for about 350. So this shows you how this ridgeline fighter of this Chieftain can work. It's not a tank that I could My E75, I could get in the face of this, or the IS-7, I could get in the face of this E100 and start dealing some damage. But with this, I got to be cautious. I can't take a shot from him. So I put a shot there for 442, and somebody else hits him at the same time. I see the Oho over here, so I'm going to try to see if I can get a shot on him. So I kind of pivot around on this ridgeline a little bit, and I see he's going to fall behind that building, so I'm trying to hurry to see if I can get a shot off. And I'm waiting, and I get up there, and nothing. So I try to squeeze over to see if I can get one shot, and I saw just a bleep. So I try to zoom in, and no, there's a house there, a building, something that I'm not aware of on this map. So I decide I'm going to push down off this ridgeline now, maybe use this next little ridgeline. It seems like everything's pretty clear here. I'm kind of just looking around, make sure everything is clear, that I'm not going to get shot in the side by anything. I peek the ridgeline. I don't see him yet. I get ready to get around the corner here, and then he gets destroyed. So I turn to my left, and I see the E75, so now I'm going to go ahead and charge him. But again, this is a British tank that doesn't have a great hull armor, so you got to be very careful of the fights that you're picking. So I'm trying to keep this house in cover. I'm trying to kind of look around and see if I see some artillery someplace, and I see that's the edge of the map, so I don't know where the artillery's at. So I go ahead and I push down to the C75. He sees me. He starts to back off. He throws a shot wide way up into the sky because his tank was bouncing. Instead of just not worrying that I was a chieftain and just trying to put a shot that counted. So now he's busy getting reloading. This medium's going to make him pay for it. Then I'm going to come down there and put a round into him and finish him off. So at this point, this is where the game kind of goes a little stagnant for me. So at this point, the artillery's right there. I didn't know that they was right there. They ran down there to take a shot at him. I decided not to go down the beach. I kind of thought, well, maybe they're going to be pushing around towards the beach, up towards our flag, which it appears like they're doing. So at this particular point, I'm going to push across to the field, and this is what becomes just basically, I'm chasing a rabbit around the field. I don't know where this guy is. I don't, I'm not the fastest tank. These are all mediums and lights, so they're going to be difficult to catch. I go ahead and I tell the guys on the flag to attack. That way these guys can get some more XP, because I feel like we've got this under control. I don't think that they're really going to come back from this much of a deficit, but I'm going to keep pushing this way. I'm waiting to see if they're going to cap this out, and then somebody does get off the flag. So with that being said, like I said, the game kind of goes stagnant here. I don't think I get another penetrating shot. So we started off with a really good game. And then there was just no more enemy targets to shoot. There was no more scraps to pick up off the table. So everything that's left is at the other end of the map, and they're going to be dead by the time I ever get there. So this ain't going to be a very high scoring match here. But I did want to showcase the Chieftain since I did get it, and I kind of wanted to show you what its capabilities were. And then this map popped up, which made it even better. I would have loved it. This was a higher scoring game. I wish we would have had like 5,000 damage, because we were on track to do a very good amount of damage. I thought I might be able to get one more into this STB1 here, but no, he's dead. The other one dies right then. Then I know that our flag just went off, and I realized that the last tank that's left is a Bat Chat, and I'm thinking he's trying to be a hero, and he's probably trying to run back to his base and try to kill them at the base or try to reset the cap. So I start to do the cutoff. So basically I drove all the way over to this side of the map for nothing. Now I'm turning around and drive back the other way. But that's how tanks go sometimes. We were on a team that just handled those Jagdpanthers well. We had flanks on everything. We dispatched the enemy team fairly quickly. So it's just one of those games where I feel like we were the team doing the rolling instead of being rolled. So, but I wanted to show how that tank can work, and this map came up, and it's just like these ridge lines are perfectly built for the Chieftain. So I just wanted to kind of showcase how that worked, and how the gun depression and how you can use this ridge line in this tank to really make it work for you. With that being said, let's take a look at our stats. We did just under 3,000 damage, so we still had a decent game. Like I said, there would have been a little bit more tanks left. We probably would have did closer to 5,000. Looks like we were about 4th on the team in damage. That Patton went over and, chopped into that E75, so he got a couple nice clean hits. We hit the 103 for 304. The Oho, we didn't even get a shot at. Like, I tried to take a shot, but there was a building there that I didn't recognize, and apparently I hit it. I did 792, 2 shots into him. We did almost 1,100 on him, 676, and then the Jagdpanzer we only hit for 52 because that's all the meat that was left on the bone, guys. So sorry that this ain't a really high-scoring match. I'm gonna post another gameplay of the Chieftain after this. It's a little bit higher. I think I do a little bit more damage, but I just wanted to kind of show you not only the tank itself, but in another match, but I wanted to show you the teamwork of the team that we actually had on our team, where it felt like we were going to get overrun, and how I survived, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that, and I'll leave you to watch the next episode because I do not know how we survived. But I'm going to run that right after this one, so we're going to go ahead and jump to that here in a second. So we'll be right back. All right, guys. So here's the next match that I was discussing. So you can see we got an E5, 57, an IS7, an IS4, couple bad chats, a Patton 48, Object 140, and a 62A. Some very dangerous tanks between the bad chats, the Object 140, and the 62A. Those are tanks that I cannot let get around me. So we got to keep those tanks at distance. So at this point, I feel like I'm going to go over to the right-hand side. So as everything starts to shape up, I see the bat chats take off, and they're going over to the left-hand side. And I'm thinking, well, if I run into that Object 140 or those bat chats, it could be trouble over here because I don't have the bat chats on my side. But that's okay. We still got an autoloader going with a 57. Looks like we got an AMX. Looks like we got a WT off. So I'm feeling pretty confident as I'm looking at the map that I'm seeing that we're pretty evenly divided across the map. So I go ahead and I decide I'm going to push up here, probably just to this first little ridge line, and just see if we see anything. Because I'm thinking those bat chats and those Object 140s are pretty fast, along with that 62A. So they're probably going to get over here. And sure enough, one pops up. It's a bat chat. So no worries. I'm going to try to use my gun depression here and just kind of stay back from the fight and see if I can like pick off some easy targets. So I can see we're pretty well stacked over here, so I'm thinking we're in pretty good shape. The 62A pops up. Okay, so now I'm a little worried because we got a 62A and a bat chat over here, and it looks like another medium off to my left. So I try to take a quick peek, see if I can get a shot into this E5. Put a shot, I only crit his track and track him. No worries, I'm not really too concerned with it. I just wanted to let him know that we're here. But if you notice, we're already 2 tanks down because their 48 Patton went into the drink and killed himself. So we don't have to worry about it. That's one less tank. So I'm thinking, okay, we're in good shape right now. There's 3 tanks dead on their team. I'm just going to try to use my gun depression right here, and I keep kind of getting detected. So I back up a little bit, try to, you know, because I've seen a couple Arty shells come over. So Arty is over there aiming this direction. So I see the 140, and I try to get out there quick enough to get a shot, and I miss. I don't see anything else. I'm waiting, and I feel bad for these guys because they really don't have a lot of help. They're kind of pinched right there, especially since the tank just destroyed right here. We got a medium here, and he's getting pushed. So I push up. I see the bulldog. I shoot him really quick, but I'm also being detected from down into the valley. There's a heavy down in the valley and a medium there, so I got to be careful. Now the E4 is trying to do a flank, so I shoot at him, try to track him, leave him in place for artillery. I don't want to push this hill because if I get pushed up on this hill too much, it's going to shred me. But now we've lost 2 tanks. Now, if you notice, my medium's falling back, my light's falling back, and they're leaving the heavy out to dry. Now our light have fell. Now there's nothing I can do to help this poor 57 heavy, and my heart's just melting for this guy because he's just in trouble. Now they're just overrunning us on this side. They're completely overrunning us. So I'm falling back as hard as I can. And I'm thinking, okay, I might be able to dig in here and see what we can do. The bat chat comes over the hill. I try to see if I can get a shot at him. He gets under the ridge line just in the nick of time. So I push up to see if I can get the IS7. I'm waiting to see if he comes over knowing he doesn't have no gun depression. I track him in place. And I'm like, okay. And then the bulldog hits me. And I'm like, come on, STB1. Can you keep the bulldog off me so I can try to get this IS7 off the board? So I tracked him again, which was unfortunate because I was too worried about the bulldog coming up and hitting me and ammo racking me or setting me on fire. So I put one more shot into the bulldog and left him on a sliver. Now these guys are flanking around to our WT off, and I'm thinking, oh my God, now the 7 got away. So if the STB would have helped me out with the bulldog, I probably could have killed the IS7. But now they flanked around there killing that guy. So now it's just me and the STB. So I roll off the hill hoping we can get some help. because we are getting rolled on this side. The bat chat comes up, puts a shot into me, ammo racks me. I use a large repair kit because I don't got time, because I was afraid he was going to shoot me and blow my lid. So now we got that guy destroyed. So I come up here and I'm trying to get into this bat chat one more time. The STB-1's backing into me. So I'm kind of worried about the E5. I'm looking at him. I'm trying to keep all the targets in front of me. I'm trying to draw him over the hill. The IS-7 doesn't have a lot of gun depression, so I'm going to push at him. And you can see it forces him to bounce off of there. So I'm getting under his gun line is what that's called doing. So now I'm going to push up, get his underbelly. I'm going to go ahead and put a shot into him and back off where he can't shoot me again. And I'm trying to draw him out. And then all of a sudden I see the bat chat or something coming around me, the medium. And I don't got time to focus on the 7. So I turn around. They take out the STB-1. I put a round into the bat chat. I try to get turned and pivoted towards him. He puts another shot into me. Just about ready to shoot him. And then he gets hit. And somebody took out the IS-7, then that fell, and I was like, wait a minute. I was finally able to take a breath, and then I got one more shot from the IS-4 that almost kills me. I'm on 85 hit points. Like I said, when I left the last match, I do not know how I survived this match. This was just an unruly match, and thank God the team. There's been so many times that I have played this game that I have tried to do exactly what I did, was to pull the enemy team that's flooding back to my team, and then my team try not to they won't support you. They won't take those shots from those enemy tanks. So thankfully this team was competent enough to allow us to pull their team over this ridge line, get them in trouble, and they were able to focus fire on everything accordingly and kill them. So with that being said, we did almost 3,400 damage, 1,000 assisted, and 490 block. So again, not another great game of damage. We probably could have been a lot higher, but we were getting flooded really bad. 3,300 puts us at about 3rd or 4th on the team. So we probably could have had some more damage if I wouldn't have had to been falling back so much. We shot 13 rounds, hit 12, and penetrated 8. Now, what I found interesting was I never really knew this. I saw the M48 Patton had killed himself, and it said we got 13 experience and 1,333 in silver because he destroyed his tank, which I never knew that was a thing until I actually started to scroll down through this. I figured it had something to do with it, but I'd never physically seen it before. So, but as you can see, we didn't really do a lot. We did a couple hundred or 822 on that guy. We hit him for a couple times for 847, him for 3 something, 931. Like, we didn't really do a lot of damage this game, and I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get a high damage game again. But I felt like this was a good opportunity to show how teamwork can really save you in a pinch, because we had completely lost that right side. And thank God when we pulled those guys back over the ridge line that those guys focused fire and killed everything, because when that bat chat got around me, I was done. He was about ready to kill me, and then the IS-7 was about ready to kill me. There's a lot of things that was about ready to kill me, and the IS-4 thankfully bounced around. So so I was just like really happy to see the teamwork on that one. So I wanted to kind of showcase it, because that's not something that really happens a lot on Xbox One. World of Tanks. So I wanted to kind of showcase it, say thanks to everybody that was in that lobby. And again, if you enjoyed these episodes, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. That way you know when we're posting new YouTube content and we're live streaming. If you haven't checked us out on Twitch or YouTube Gaming, come hang out, be part of the audience. If you're new to those channels, smash those follow buttons. So until next time, guys, we'll see all your faces on the battlefield. Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you enjoyed that video, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for future videos.